Hey, everyone, and welcome to the Mark Prater podcast, where our aim is to connect our global family of churches with our executive director. Mark, we've been talking about the leadership team and plans for global expansion. We've talked about the wonder and glory of being partnered across the world with pastors. But there's a new development. The Pastors College here in the States is beginning to play a role in that work that we're doing in emerging nations. Can you talk to us about that?
It's really exciting, not only what's happening around the world in Sovereign Grace, but the important role I believe the Pastors College is beginning to play and will continue to play as we expand globally. So what I'm specifically talking about, we've been relating to Diona Thomas in Liberia, somebody that you know very well, Ben, because you're on point for Liberia as a member of our Emerging Nations team. And pray for Diona, by the way, as he's continuing his ordination process, which he'd like to complete this year. But in Monrovia there, he has a pastor's college that he's established several years ago. And we're finding ways to serve that college. You've been there to teach, obviously. But the way the pastor's college is going to play a role is that Jeff has been video recording entire classes, not all of them yet, but some entire classes. And through an interaction with Dave Taylor and yourself, it's been decided that I think sometime this month, the biblical theology class that Jeff has taught and is captured the full week on video is going to be sent over to Liberia along with outlines, and that will be taught to the class. And then I believe at the end of the class, yourself and Josh Blunt and Jeff will join them and just do a sort of a longer Q&A, not only about the topic of biblical theology, but whatever questions they might have. So it's really exciting that if that's going to work in Liberia, that could work in other parts of the world as well.
Right. Yeah. This all kind of came out of the realities of the pandemic. Like you said, I was there with Eric Trebetsky and Dave Taylor in 2019, planning to go last year, unable to go because of the pandemic. And so out of trying to figure out how to continue to serve Liberia, this idea sort of came to the forefront. And it is wonderful to see Jeff's influence and teaching beginning to reach beyond the States. And, we've all so enjoyed and appreciated his instruction, and now beginning to impact in other countries. So we're going to do that Zoom call, and the Josh and Jeff will be answering questions. Like you said, I am there simply to say hello to my brother Diona and the brother pastors in Liberia. But when I'm on a Zoom call with Jeff and Josh, I'm not going to be adding much to what they have to say, as you well know. So it is a wonderful opportunity.
It is a wonderful picture of partnership, though, because it is you as a member of our Emerging Nations sort of leading the way to make that happen. Dave Taylor's been involved, and then you got Jeff and Josh representing the Pastors College. So it's just a wonderful picture of the partnership we share in Sovereign Grace.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's a wonderful thing that God has revealed, sort of opened up this idea because of crisis, and makes me think, what other things might God be directing us into in our local churches and Sovereign Grace in response to the crisis, and actually fruitfulness comes out of it. So it's great to be a part of it.
Amen.
So I saw recently that the registration for Pastors College here opened for next year. Any thoughts about that for us?
Just to remind guys to really think about, pray about who you can send to the Pastors College, and I just want to take I just want to add a thought of sort of broadening your horizon, if you can say it that way. Obviously, you want to send men from your church, and you want to bring them back. You want to send your best, and your desire is to bring them back and add them to your staff or add them as a bivocational elder. But I want you to think in the category of our broader mission, that there may be some guys that you send who may not come back to your church because in our broader mission, there's a more immediate pastoral staffing need that church in Sovereign Grace has. And I think that's going to happen more. There are guys who have been in ministry in Sovereign Grace who really is sort of the founding generation of Sovereign Grace, who are going to begin to transition out of either lead pastor or full-time pastoral vocational ministry roles, and churches are going to have need for men who are equipped and called to pastoral ministry.
Right.
And I think it's one of the ways that it could, again, it's the way we do partnership. We share our resources, including some of our best men. So begin to think in that category a little bit. And if you've got someone like that, please have them apply to the PC. We're at this point, we're planning to have another class starting in the fall. So the application process is active right now. Just think more broadly about it, if you would.
That's good. Well, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, Diona, for the work that you're doing. Guys, if we could pray for Diona and the connections that he's making with Jeff and Josh, that there would be fruitfulness in all of this over the next couple of weeks. And thank you, Mark, for talking about this. We'll see you here soon. Bye for now.
Thank you for watching. If you have questions or comments, Mark would love to hear from you. For more videos like this, hit subscribe on YouTube or by email at markkprater.com.